Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, I'm holding the SpeedyBee Flex 25 and this is the world's smallest 2.5 inch quad on the planet Earth. If you go to another planet in our solar system, you might find a smaller one, but for the planet Earth, this is the smallest and it's a 4S pusher cine whoop. Oh, and wait, it gets better. Watch this. Watch, don't get blinded now. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is glowy, isn't it? It's so glowy that you can see this out in the daylight as well as night. So let me show you. I took this to my field and I showed it to everybody at my field before I flew it and watch their reactions. Check this out. This is brand new by SpeedyBee.
SpeedyBee.
And it is
light her up.
It's the Flex 25. Watch it, watch it. Don't blind yourself.
Look at that, Jack.
Ooh.
Show Ron, show Ron. Ron's gonna love this.
There you go.
Ooh, cool.
Is that cool or what? Pretty neat, eh?
Can you get it to strobe and change colors?
It's not a disco drone. But check this out. Look at the motors.
Nice.
There's a reason it exists and why it's very secretive, and you guys all are seeing it for the very first time before it's launched.
Overlapping.
Yeah, because what they did is they made the drone the size of a 2-inch drone with 2.5 inch props. So the only way to do it is to put the big motors and overlap the motors. Isn't that pretty cool?
Cool.
Tiny, but extremely powerful. And crossfire.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome?
I'll take it.
You know how you always hook up your drone to beta flight?
Yes.
You don't have to.
Oh, my Bluetooth?
It's Bluetooth. So you can see from that short piece of video that you can actually see the glowiness in the daylight. And if I fly it in the daylight, you can still see it. Check this out. The Flex 25 is on the back of the Jeep and Steve is going to give it a try now because I want to see how glowy it is on this super bright sunny day. So anytime, Steve.
All right.
I'll try to film it here. Hit your arm and you're all set. There we go. Oh, you made it over my Jeep. Oh yeah, it is glowy. Bring that back towards us. In the day, bright sunlight, look at that. Look at that. Ho ho! Well, that looks awesome. So what do you think, Steve? You've flown it for exactly 10 seconds? What do you think?
For 10 seconds right now, it's good. Let me go a little further.
Gonna try to land on the Jeep? Yep. Okay. Just gonna do it. Yep, that's one way to land. Just kill the motors mid-air. You can land that way, and it is quite effective as seen. All right, I'll just check out what Steve thought of that. So, Steve, what do you think?
It's good. It's good. Very easy to be flying confidently with it. Good, lots of power. The battery didn't go down that fast, and yeah, tried to scare you, and it looked like it worked.
Oh, it's great. Thanks. Thanks again, Steve. And of course, if I fly it at night, well, then it's just blinding. I flew this in my backyard without my goggles on, and I was staring at this while it was flying, and it just totally blinded me. It is so bright, so it's best to fly with goggles on. Don't fly it at night, line of sight, looking at it, because it will just blow the color out of your eyeballs. Now you're wondering, hey, that's pretty cool, but what's so great about it besides the fact that it's basically a 2.5 inch quad in the body of a 2-inch quad? And they did that by staggering the motor. One motor is higher than the other motor, and they do that twice. So that's a pretty neat concept. I've never seen anybody else do that, and it allows them to fit 2.5 inch props on the bottom of a quad that's like a 2-inch size quad. So the bumper that you saw all glowy, that's all glowy around the sides, I guess you can get that in different colors like white, green, and the blue that I have. And they say they make this out of car bumper materials, so it's supposed to be super, super solid. And they gave me a spare one. I don't know if everybody gets a spare one, but I have a spare one of these too. Now, let me tell you the thing I like about this. Let me plug it in and show you. I'm going to plug it in again. You can turn that light off at the back, like this glowy light at the back. There's a switch, and I can turn it off if I don't want to blind myself. So if I switch that, there we go, it's off. And of course you can switch it back on. I just think it looks cool with it on, so I'm just gonna leave it on and glowy down here. So it's on. What's really cool about this is if you're in the FPV hobby, you know you get a quad and then you have to bind it to your radio, whatever receiver you put in it, and then you got to set it up in beta flight for the mode. So you have your horizon mode, your angle mode, or change your PIDs or whatever you want to do. In this little baby, since it's a SpeedyBee, it uses the SpeedyBee app. So just go on your Google Play Store or your Android iOS store and then download the SpeedyBee app. And I'm just going to tap on it and then I'll record my screen and show you what you see. So here we are looking at that. At the bottom, you can see I have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Make sure your little guy is on and click on the Bluetooth because the F7 flight controller in here has Bluetooth in it. It's a 35 amp flight controller. Very, very powerful, very, very advanced with Bluetooth. So now I've clicked on the Bluetooth and it says, hey, I found the SpeedyBee Flex 25. So if you had different drones, it would do different things for those drones. I hit connect and now I should go into having all my settings and there you go. So if you look down the side, you have a ton of settings you can change and these are all configurable. So as I hit them here, you can see takes a few seconds. It goes to the next one. Let's go to like modes down there. There's the modes that most of us set up to do our horizon mode and arm and angle and everything else and acro mode. Plus you can do your VTX and if you had GPS and other things on there, your OSD. So you can do it all in the app at the field. You don't really need your PC or your computer to do all this stuff. It's pretty cool. You can bind it as well. So mine came with a Crossfire and they say you can use this app to bind your Crossfire with your radio. So I'm using a Radio Master TX16S. I didn't use the app to do that because I didn't read that until after I already bound it. So I did the manual binding like most of us do. And then later in the specs I was reading, I was going, hey, they say you can do it in the app. That's interesting. I have the analog version and they told me they're going to try to make this quad extremely competitive in pricing. So they're shooting for like the $199 US range, but that is pretty cheap for something so advanced like this. I think they want to really sell a lot of these. They didn't give you a cheapy camera. A lot of times you get analog versions and they're kind of cheapy cameras because the digital is the better camera. But in this one here, they put the Runcam Phoenix 2. I think it's V2. I have to look at my little chart. It looks like it is. It's called Runcam Phoenix 2 Nano. And they said it's really good in low light. So if you want to fly in the evenings or at night, you'll see out of that fine. And I have flown it in the evenings and you do see out this camera quite well. Receiver in mine is a Crossfire. The VTX for the analog shoots out at 800 milliwatts. So that's incredibly far. You'll never need that much power. So if you're looking with your goggles, your analog goggles, I had to use Fat Sharks because that's what I use. You can go pretty far and get a nice signal without breakup and even go behind objects and get good penetration. They say if you put an 850 milliamp hour LiPo battery on it, you'll get 8 minutes. I flew it with a 700. You can see the 700 is right there. And I had a camera on the front. I put a Runcam. Here's a Runcam Go 2 camera. It's inside. The drone doesn't weigh very much. You can see the weight of it here. I'm showing you right now. It's not a heavy drone whatsoever. All right, let me show you some flight footage of me taking this out for a flight. Now, I recorded most of my footage on Insta360 Go 2 camera, but I did several flights, and I do have a flight where I use this camera, so I have some video from this camera as well as the Insta360 Go 2. So you'll see that all in this little portion of the video coming right now. All right, for the first flight, 700 milliamp hour LiPo battery. Plug this in and get the glowy frame. There we go. That's going to use up a bit of power. All right, it's hot out here. I'm going to take this hat off. Oh, is that the CF-18? We got to check out that CF-18. Go. A little faster. There she goes. There. Yes. Put this in acro mode. Acro mode. And let's arm it. This is the maiden flight. Arm motors. Go away from the guys and let's go this way and come around. Man, does this thing move? The glowy lights, you can see them? Yeah, these guys can all see the bright lights. Oh, I see the jet. There it is. I have to watch my battery voltage because I've got the lights on. There it is over there, over the school. I think I'll leave it and come down. Once again, I've got the LED lights on and I have a small battery, a 700, so I'm not going to get a lot of flight time. So just going behind objects. It's very nice. It flies super nice and I'm so surprised at how much power it has. It's like crazy. I've got a heavy Go 2 camera on the front. I've got a big 700 milliamp hour LiPo battery on it. And it's just a whipping along. Like I'm keeping it nice and low to the ground and nice and slow here, but it's all good. Let's go this way under all these nice trees. Go over here, stay off the road in case a car comes behind me and runs me over. So now I'm a farther distance away. And I'm going to go behind objects over here.
4 minutes.
Oh, it's giving me some timer notifications and trees and everything. Whoa, under that. And over the lamppost and then down over here again. Transmission is good. It's 800 milliwatts, so yeah, you can go quite far, that's for sure. And I guess I should try one other thing, which is freestyle. So let me do that. Let's just go up here, out of everybody's way, do a little flip. It says low battery, but I should have enough power for freestyle because I kill the motors when I do it. All right, now it's telling me my low voltage is telling me you're at 3.3 volts on your lowest cell, so bring it on back. So let's come back. Now for those of you wondering how good is that Runcam Phoenix 2 camera, well, I've placed it on the right hand side of the screen. This is actually what I see in my FPV goggles, and on the left hand side of the screen is the external camera. That's the Insta360 Go 2. Keep in mind that the Phoenix is an analog camera. It's not a digital camera. And not only that, look at how it handles light. It's very good for flying at night or in low light. So look at this. I'm going to fly at my Jeep, and you can see on the left, the Insta360 makes my Jeep look dark because the sun is shining into the lens. But look at the Phoenix. It can handle all lighting situations, and it highlights my Jeep nicely. Next thing to show you is what comes in the box if you buy this little baby. Check this out. This is the box your SpeedyBee Flex 25 comes in. When you take it out of the box, it's pretty much all assembled and ready to go. You'll notice the really awesome carbon fiber and the 4500 kV motors. If you purchase additional 4S batteries, make sure they have an XT30 battery connector. The Flex 25 comes with one of the most advanced flight controllers on the market today. Mine came with a crossfire receiver, but other receiver options are available. As for accessories, my box came with a full set of spare props, also an extra bumper with no LEDs, also some cables and some screws and nuts, and an external naked GoPro camera attachment. Please note that the glowy LED lights may be an option you have to buy on the website. I'm not 100% sure, so check that out. I should also mention that SpeedyBee did in fact send me the digital version of their camera and the whole digital system that I could plug into the Flex 25. They even have a video on their website showing how to install everything. I didn't bother because I really enjoyed the analog version. And finally, the takeoff weight of the analog version of the Flex 25 is shown here, and this is the battery I used, and there's the weight. So that's it. That's my review of this little guy. It's pretty cool technology. I probably didn't tell you everything you need to know, so if I didn't, post a question below and I'll get back to you. I often forget to say certain things because I'm always so excited about new products. Life is good with this product. I hope going forward more companies make products like this because it seems very, very simple. With all that said, I say thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!